Good morning. The storm has passed. Storm Hannah arrived yesterday. And I've just been out for a beautiful long walk all the way through the land, through all the trees, and everything is fine. No damage suffered at all, which is heartwarming. And there's just a bursting of green, and some of the roses here in the veranda are out. More or less on time. They usually start to come out round about end of April, beginning of May. Usually May though is when the real flush takes hold. Now if you have a look here, a little bit of green fly there, but I don't do anything about it. I just leave it. It settles itself. That's something that we're not used to in this world today, allowing things to settle themselves. We're in a rush to fix everything and be in control, and sometimes not just in control of ourselves, but trying to control others. I'm coming more and more to the conclusion that not only is everyone on their own journey, but everyone has to find things out in their own time. Because you can tell people, mostly they don't listen, or you can be governmental and instruct people, pass laws. That sort of has an impact, begins to work. But I find leaving things to themselves, which is what I do here. I have a no interference policy. So you can hear the storm is still a little bit loud. It's not too bad. It's very loud during the night. Very fierce. And you can see the wind has actually got down to ground level, because a lot of the plants have been blown about. But they'll all right themselves in due course. There'll be no loss on them. And it's amazing when one thinks, the storm having got down to ground level, you'd expect to see some damage, certainly in the shrubs and the trees above. But no, there's no damage at all. Not a bit. But it was quite noticeable going down to the bottom of the driveway and going out onto the road. It was very, very blustery. Then coming back in, it was less blustery. And then walking in through the gardens, it was almost quiet. But control is an issue that so few of us really address. We're in such a hurry to control things that we've forgotten that she's very capable of controlling herself, and in fact controlling us too. There's dogs barking just down the road at a neighbour's house. They bark a lot. The reason why they bark a lot is that they're fenced in. They're kept behind a fence, being controlled. Jack only barks when there's danger approaching. And recently, of course, I was a little berated myself for not berating someone who was buying Roundup. Thought it was rather unfair, because when you're standing in the queue in a shop, a farm shop, full of quite burly farmers who all use Roundup, and the person in front of you is a woman holding 2 big cans of Roundup, and she's talking to the cashier, who himself is very staunch. Personally, I don't think it's my place to interfere in someone making a purchase. I think that's rude. And if she wants to buy Roundup, she'll buy Roundup, because she's in the busy business of controlling. And I think that those who want to berate me are also in a sort of controlling mindset. I'm not here to change the world or to change people's minds. I'm not here to tell other people what to do. I'm here to show you what's possible. I'm here to invite you to walk with me and walk with the Goddess. I'm here to look after this little piece of earth that I have dedicated myself to. I'm not about to get into debates or arguments or even fights. As my grandmother always said, let them at it. Let them at it. And I live by many of her wise words. I have 5 brothers who are mostly, well, there's 1 or 2 of them who are conscious of Mother Earth. There are several of them who aren't. And as a woman, I learned to hold my tongue. Now, of course, there are many people who don't have the experience of being reared in a very patriarchal household with 5 brothers and, being taught to hold your tongue. But I was intelligent enough to seek other ways. And I often say, I fly under the radar. Most of what I do is under the radar. And it's only people who tune into this channel, sometimes quite accidentally, mostly quite accidentally, who discover someone walking another path. And many of the letters and the cards and the emails and indeed the comments that I've received from people have been to that end. I'm glad I found you. You've helped me to understand that I'm not on my own, and that there are others like me. Because loneliness, you see, can be a terrible burden. And I know that, I understand that. I live on my own. I live on my own. I have no one to share thoughts and ideas and troubles with. I live on my own. And I certainly would never burden my children. So most of what I do fully cognizant of Mother Earth. That's all. And I don't make any apology for not being a warrior woman who is going to go out from Bealtaine and spend energy trying to persuade others what to do or what not to do, what to buy or what not to buy. Because I devote my time to this, to her, and I make no apology for it. I don't expect anyone to understand. I don't expect anyone to walk with me. But these videos go up onto Bealtaine Cottage YouTube, and you can make your own choice. The blogs go out onto WordPress, and you can make your own choice. The posts go up on Facebook and Twitter, and you can make your own choice. And as you make your choice, I just continue to do what I do. To love and respect and honour and care for and work for and give all of my energy to Mother Earth. And as my grandmother said, let them at it, Colette, let them at it. Blessings to you all.